What's up, good people? It's your boy Carcino here. Don't forget to do what the banner says. Like, share, subscribe. The Patreon is Carcino for life. The Cash App is Carcino. And of course, you are on the Carcino for Life YouTube channel. Now, DJ Vlad. This man is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. You might not have gotten this notification because of all of the things that they've been doing in the last, week and a half. But still, it has been incredible what has been going on here. But nothing more incredible than this. Can you imagine, with all the infinite wisdom that DJ Vlad possesses in his body, this man has the God-given ability to be able to solve criminal cases just by his own knowledge? He is that in tune. This man has solved the entire Tupac Shakur case and closed it. According to him, he misquotes people. He makes statements that are not true. I thought YouTube had a policy against clickbaiting. I thought clickbaiting was frowned upon and was a bad thing. That's what I was told when they started this. But not only is this man infinite in his wisdom, he has solved the entire Tupac Shakur case just because he's interviewed some people. Absolutely. This is remarkable. I didn't know you could just interview somebody and it solves the entire crime. I guess because he's interviewed Keefe D, he's interviewed some arresting officers that were involved in the situation, because he's done these interviews. This has solved the case. And he now knows everything of what happened. And that this case is now closed, according to Vlad. The reason why I say this is clear, because of Vlad. This is why I say it. DJ Vlad. Bootsy says both Tupac and his killer, Orlando Anderson, went out like gangsters. Bootsy never said Tupac and his killer, Orlando Anderson. Bootsy never said that in his video. So why did you go and say that for him? No, you said his killer. I didn't know you could put killer in the title. I thought that was frowned upon, but I guess not. So now you said his killer, Orlando Anderson. Where has it been documented that Orlando Anderson is the killer? The case is still open, hadn't been closed. So if the case is open and hadn't been closed, who gave you authorization to confirm it? So the title is very misleading, clickbaity, and Bootsy never said that. So now you put Bootsy out there as the one who looks like, oh, Bootsy said it was him. Bootsy said he did it. No, you said that, Vlad. You said that Orlando Anderson is the killer. Whether he is or he isn't, facts are facts. And since you call yourself an investigative journalist, that's what you called yourself. I didn't call you that. You called yourself that. Since you said you are an investigative journalist, well, do some investigating. This is how you investigate? Coming with inaccurate data, putting people in inept situations, having unenlightened people give information, then sit back and just shooting the breeze with somebody and you twist their words up. Didn't someone ask you to change the title recently because your title is very misleading? But this is a known trick of yours. As you continue to make your bread and butter, off of the backs of African Americans. Unbelievable. I would be surprised if it wasn't you. The more I learn about your practices, the sicker it becomes. What I've been learning so far has been so sick. Of course you're not going to respond because you, my friend, are a coward. And you live a coward's life. And you move and act like a coward. Coward does things in the dark and try to act like they had nothing to do with it. Because they're so afraid if someone sees what they're really doing and what they're really about, and they're really about nothing, that everything they got falls apart. And you know what? They're right. And because they're right, they're going to continue to stay in the shadows as long as they can. Now, God forbid, if I ever become a giant in this field, then he'll be making videos talking about, yeah, this guy, he did this and that. But only because then he would want to be attached to my name because it's beneficial to him now. But that's how the game goes. One moment you're popping and you're looking breezy, and the next minute you're not. But now, since he's the investigative journalist who's good for urban television, my thing is, what positivity, what interview have you done that's your brand piece that stands out, that it helped people? What is your Rushmore moment? What is the Rushmore moment? Now, I mentioned No Jumper before, and I mentioned what's his face? What is the other guy? What is his name? It's I'm trying to think of that guy's name. Adam 22. And Adam 22 hadn't done anything to me, but I don't agree with his content. But still, so I don't want to mention Adam 22 anymore because the fact that Adam never did anything that I know of. So I don't like his channel, but I don't have to keep bashing on his channel. You know, if people want to go over there and watch it, they can. But that's not for me. But I don't need to use him to go after this guy, or to basically tell you the truth about that guy. This guy did something to me. And because he did that, that's why we're having this dialogue. That is the only reason this dialogue is taking place, is because of this fact right here. Yep. Yeah, we gonna get to the gist of all this. So this man then solved the whole Tupac case and came out and said that all of this clickbait. See, this is what we tried to tell you about, Vlad. When you do all this clickbait and all of this definitiveness, and then you go on national syndicated programs such as The Breakfast Club or, you know, Hot 97 or all of these publications that you go on, and you try to act like you're one way and that you're misunderstood, your practices say something else. And you try to justify it because all liars want to justify what it is that they do with other lies and half-truths. But the proof is in the pudding. It's right in front of us. You create a narrative and then try to pin it on someone else to say that they said your narrative. So anybody who sit down with Vlad, you should say, I will do an interview with you, but you're not going to chop up my titles and make me look ridiculous. I got to have final rights of approval when it is completed. Whatever video you make of me with the video we record, I have final rights of approval. It can't get released without my say-so. So if the title is misleading in any way, that video comes down. I have the right of refusal, and you have to negotiate this. And I'm quite sure he ain't gonna want to do the interview after that, because that's not his agenda. By hook or by crook, he's there to get paid. And they allow him to do it because he got the complexion for the protection. when you jack someone's culture and you try to make everything your own, lie, cheat, steal, the whole nine. When you carry yourself in that type of way, why would you feel any type of commitment? You know, he can't change what he is. Vlad ain't gonna change his ways. The only way he would change his way or even thinking about it if he was to understand or be put in a situation where he loses all of that in which he gained. Now, when you don't do these things, when you don't lose everything you've gained, and you just parade around as if everything is everything, then of course, it's unchecked. You're going to walk around with your head in the sky. You've seen somebody who got some money before, and once they get that money, they arrogant as hell. The money didn't change them. It just brought out what was already there. So he can't change what he is. This is him. 24/7, 365, they don't close. Everyone in the free world know what's going on with Vlad and these practices. And don't act like it's just me. I just used to be the one that defended. Because I never really focused on all that nonsense. Like it was never me being the one that focused on all of these interviews, the gangster stuff. I would watch maybe one or two interviews, but I'm not glued to Vlad. Like, oh man, I gotta watch Vlad. I was too busy creating. So I didn't have a time to watch too much of it, and most of this stuff I didn't care about no way. But still, I was like, if so-and-so said it, like I'm still blaming the artist. So it's at the end of the day, it's the fans, you who watch it, and it's the artist or entertainer that they have that come on the platform. They're getting asked these questions. It's up to them if they're going to answer them. So at the end of the day, you have to know your worth. You have to understand the situation at hand. You got to know there's a major problem somewhere and a major disconnect.
And they're starting to distance themselves. I'm seeing a lot.
Joe took this even further on his podcast.
Listen to Joe.
When he said that he would put money to the side for lawyer fees just so he could smack Vlad. And you'll see why he said that momentarily.
Vlad has been nasty for a long time. I'm really glad that some of the younger artists are starting to get a penchant for the shit that he's on, and they're starting to distance themselves. I'm seeing a lot less Vlad interviews. I'm seeing more interviews where people are speaking toward the interrogation book that he uses to put a lot of young black men in compromising predicaments.
Putting young black men in compromising predicaments. Very good choice of words. Putting young black men in compromising predicaments.
A lot less Vlad interviews. I'm seeing more interviews where people are speaking toward the interrogation book that he uses to put a lot of young black men in compromising predicaments.
Said that momentarily.
Vlad has been nasty for a long time. I'm really glad that some of the younger artists are starting to get a penchant for the shit that he's on, and they're starting to distance themselves. I'm seeing a lot less Vlad interviews. I'm seeing more interviews where people are speaking toward the interrogation book that he uses to put a lot of young black men in compromising predicaments. This has been ongoing for a while.
And it's something that can fix all of that too.
Yeah, smacking the shit out of Vlad.
Now, I'm not pushing for any violence towards Vlad unless, I'm just protecting myself. That's all. And that's it. But how much more do you need to really hear? Young black artists of today, stop doing things for a look. This is not going to blow your profile up. This is not going to sell your new shoes. Dealing with Vlad is not going to sell you anything. Going on his platform is not going to do anything but make him money. Quit trying to get that attention. Everybody want that look. Oh man, they saw me on Vlad. I'm on Vlad. I'm doing this many 100,000s of views. That means nothing for you unless you are the creator. If you're not the creator of said content, that is not helping you. You think it is. If that was the case, you would see Nicki Minaj, you see everybody flying over to Vlad so they can get their record sold. Because that's the vehicle that's pushing all of the attention to my record sales. And people are running out buying my records because I'm going there. Why do people go to the radio station? Because it helps the radio station. But in return, the radio station is going to be spinning their song over and over and over and over to all of their millions and millions of listeners or thousands of listeners. So that is repeated spins where a Vlad video you're going to watch once. And it's in obscurity. No longer helping you. But it's helping him. Now, I'm saying if you like the person, definitely go ahead and do it. I'm not going to try to sabotage and do what he's doing, having a whole team of people sabotage your channel and all that stuff. I'm not about those games. What I'm about is clear. I'm saying make the choice logically. If you are an entertainer, if you're an artist in today's time and world, and you want to move around and do all these different things, that is on you. But don't say you have not been warned. You have to stop, because they're manipulating these young black men who haven't been properly educated. You've seen our education system. They haven't been properly educated. They haven't been properly warned about what to look out for and how to get past these interrogating questions. They don't. All they know is, I'm on Vlad. Because in their mind, they feel Vlad is a somebody. He's important. No, you're important. Because if you weren't important, you wouldn't be on the show. He needs you. He can't make content on his own. He can't sit there and put his face out there and say, yo, this is Vlad, and he can't do that and make videos like the rest of us. He can't do that. For me, it's different. Now, yeah, I like straightening my house up. I don't like a dirty house. So while I'm wasting my time talking about Vlad, hopefully it's not a waste of time and people actually get to see this video and actually can make their own decision. Because what Vlad does is what everybody in the free world don't understand. That's the key. What he's doing, people seem to not understand. And because they don't understand it, they just hate, or I mean, they don't hate, they just go along with it. They go, well, let's just go along with it. When you see these conditions put in place, where you see people like Vlad, who takes full advantage of a situation, and if you just got here, we discussed what he did in the beginning of the video. But now we're going into the character of a man. What type of character do you have when all you do is keep putting young black men in compromising situations?
It has happened, guys.
It should happen twice.
Well, we saw what he did when it did happen. So
naturally.
Which
I was on
kept
record saying that.
Which is kind of kept him protected.
Oh, no,
because people don't want to get sued.
No, please. I stated that I would put money to the side to smack Vlad.
I have heard you say that.
See, Vlad, his style, his conduct, his behavior, the way he moves, people have pointed it out. They're sick of it. Most of these young artists who have been on his page, they never went back. They used this man's video in a Nipsey trial. They've done all of these things. Why? There is a one clear-cut reason as to why these practices took place. Money. Vlad loves money. Period. That's it. He wants to get paid. He doesn't care what he has to do, who has to get hurt, the whole process. They don't care. They just want to get fed. And if your whole thing is, I want to eat so I can get big and strong, you're not going to care who's there. You're not going to care who's in the way. You care about getting paid. Somebody else got a problem with it, well, that's their problem. They just got to find a way to deal with it. But I'm getting paid. And that cynical behavior has spread it all across basically the universe. Man, I'm like sick in the head from trying to explain all of these atrocities that have happened with our journalism, because they don't care about hip hop. They don't care about the young black artists or entertainers, period. They want them to say something stupid that has hurt them. I've never seen anybody say, man, because of DJ Vlad, I got this job. Yeah, Vlad, man, if it wasn't for Vlad, man, they saw my Vlad interview and that got me hired. They see a Vlad interview and somebody's getting incarcerated. Somebody's being interrogated. The laws are opening up cases. And people are going, what the hell? What the F, man? What's happening? The first rule of the game, don't say nothing. And damn sure don't volunteer it for free for a look. There's nothing in the bylaws that says anybody over there, they all have to follow a certain code. And that code that they follow has to be followed to the letter. There is no code saying that. So the code is invisible. And they manipulate our talent, our young black gifted, and put them in these compromising situations, and they feel like they're doing an interview with a professional, and what they're doing is getting swindled. And they're being set up for disaster. It has happened countless times. Nothing's ever been done about it. But no one seems to care until it affects them. Because we live in a cynical world now. Everybody says, well, so-and-so got away with it. Why not me? Whole world get to cheat. Why I can't cheat? So-and-so did it. So I guess I can do it too. Everybody wants to be a cheater. Nobody wants to have any code, morals, or honor in what they do. No responsibility for anything. This man can go out here and literally accuse another man and say that this man is the killer. In the Tupac case. And say it in a title and put the word killer in the title. And he will get ad revenue. He would have everything, no problem. Meanwhile, myself and other creators, they'll tell us, oh, well, that's too sensitive. The word killer in the title, that makes that, that's really suspicious. I made a video about Vlad, and it had the girl, 6ix9ine's baby mother, holding the documents. They told me we got to keep limited ads on this video. And I'm like, why does limited ads have to be on this video for? They said, because, I went to the internal office. I said, no, I want an internal review. So I requested an internal review. So they internally reviewed it and came back, and they had to tell me exactly what the problem was. So they time-stamped the problem and said, "You zoomed in on her boobs. Sexual act." I'm like, are you stupid? I'm zooming in on the documents she's holding, not her breast. What is going on over there at YouTube? Have you listened to the audio? I was like, can you review the video instead of searching for a reason why it should stay yellow? Are y'all working for him? Because it seems to be that way. Vlad, you think you're so much bigger than me. I have a video on YouTube that has over 25 million views and counting. Your largest has been what, 8? So, you really feel you're that much bigger than me because of your company and all the stuff you do, and you feel like you're above people? Hey, Sarah, Sarah. That's going to come back to bite you. So I will conclude this by saying, Vlad, you got some changing to do, boy. You got some changing to do. And if not, hey, we could play tag all day. You're it.